All right, I'm in my 77 account and I'm in the Winter Major. This is the 2020 Winter Major. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division. I had a went out and played with my practice account. I'm still the whole deal is that it's all about minimum score, and the way that I look at it is if you can't get the minimum score on these holes, picking up a shot here and there is not going to do you any good if you're not able to put that in the positive column. And this tournament really all boils down to hole 3, 12, 7, and 16. You need to get an eagle on those. These have to be 2 in these slots. The rest of the holes in here are super playable. There's some, you got to be hole number 9. You got to be careful, and you can put yourself in a spot to get Albie, but it's definitely a one shot at a time. Hole number 6, you can definitely put yourself in Albie spot, but it's definitely one shot at a time. Um, the rest of the holes are pretty straightforward. But holes number 3 and hole number 7, if I can't get it done on those holes, it's not going to matter if I'm picking shots up. So while I am working on the other holes and I have picked up shots and I've done well on the other holes, I'm still working on those holes. My main focus in this round is holes 3 and 7. I've been hit or miss on those, so I've got to get those standardized because come weekend time, I've got to shoot the minimum minus 26 and build on that. Pick up one per side, put me at minus 28 as my minimum score looking at the weekend round. If I want any shot at a banner, I'm going to have to shoot at least a minus 28. And realistically, the way my brackets normally go is I'm going to have to be plus. And if I want any shot at a win, I really do believe I'm going to have to shoot a minus 30. So if I can't get 3 and 7 worked out so that I can shoot this, if you're at the minus 26 as your minimum score, you got to pick up 4 shots in order to win. But if you can't get 3 and 7 done, it's not going to matter whether you pick up those 4 shots or not. So it all boils down to those 2 holes. So while I'm out here, I'm really kind of practicing the rest of the holes, trying to make sure that my numbers are right. There's several of these holes that I've taken huge swings at because like I keep going to the left. I've hit some greats to the left and I make the hole and I make the shot. I get the hole in one. And so I've made adjustments so that I'm trying to work it so that when I hit a perfect, I'm getting the hole in one. I don't want to have a great to the left make the hole in one. I've taken some massive swings at several of these holes, and I'm still ending up off the cup. And so I'm still working out some of those things, but those things are stuff that you can work out on those holes. If I can't get 3 and 7 worked out, I have no shot of getting a banner. So the whole deal is that I'm playing to try and win tournaments, and I've got to get holes 3 and 7 worked out. So we're on hole number 1. Hole number 1. That was the wrong one. Hole number 1, I'm laying it up. I'm just kind of getting up into this area. It's going to be a little bit easier in this kind. I played my odd account. It's my practice account. We started up a Kings of Golf 3, a new clan, and we only have one bag. So if you don't bring the right stuff, I got on hole number 9 and I wanted to bring an Apocalypse, and I forgot to put an Apocalypse in my bag, which it normally isn't a problem because that's in my number 4 bag or my number 3 bag, and I don't have a number. I'm lucky I have a number 1 bag. So you bring the wrong clubs. It's like the old days where you only had 1 bag. If you don't bring the right stuff, you're sunk. So here I have a little bit better option. So I've got 4 bags. So if I do get on a hole and go, damn, I forgot to put that club in, I can work it out. Okay, getting down in that hole. Let's think here. Let's put my thinking cap on. Getting down in that hole, I can use. It only takes 4.5 topspin to get down in that hole. So instead of bringing my extra mile, I'm going to bring a rock because it's super accurate, and you can get that distance when you're that base power when it gets towards level 8. It does have more power than it used to because they did buff it right before they came out with the club card trading. And you don't need to get way down. You don't have to achieve good results, get all the way down into that hole. You're still going to be at minimum club, bringing my Grizzly in there. And I am going to do no extra wind adjustment to the cup. I'm just going to hit it straight to the cup. I'm going to bring a 3 power ball. I'm going to bring a Kingmaker, the Kingmaker. It's not the King of Balls. That's the Titan. It might be the Kingmaker, but the Titan is the one that it made. I think the Kingmaker and the Katana got a little frisky one night, and the Titan was the offspring. All right, let's make sure. Just one more time. Rock, Grizzly. That's all I need. Let me make sure I got I call them the usual suspects, those three clubs at the bottom. You're not going to have to move off of those. So every bag, I'm going to have a Spitfire, Nirvana, a Rapier. Those are going to be my three. I never move off the Rapier. Occasionally, you're on one of those holes where you're doing max backspin, and I may change the Spitfire and the Nirvana, but otherwise, there's nothing that I can't get done with those two clubs that some other club is going to change the world. I've never found either one of those wanting. I can still get it done even on those backspin holes, but sometimes you're on a backspin hole. It's good to have a Houdini. You got a really high level. I think it's Castaway. That's another backspin club down there. Machete. Some of those Tour 1, 2, and 3 epics that were usable for a while when you first start, and then you start getting your rares and your commons up in level, and then those epics go away, and then they are basically useless forever. That at that point, if they weren't in your bag, you wouldn't be short anything. Right before they did the club card trading, they gave some buffs, and then when they did the club card trading and they raised up the level for rares and epics and added one on, I really like the fact that they went back, and on some of those tour, like the Grim Reaper as an example, you get that club to level 6. It's a great club. It's got 100% backspin. I think it's like 66 accuracy. It's got a great ball guide. And that is my goal, to just end up out there. We're just going to hit a nice straightforward shot. I'm really trying to focus. I've been having the last couple months I've been having it, and it came to a head here on Tuesday. My lag issue was so bad that it was almost non-playable. So I stripped my device off, got rid of everything that was on it, and redid it to factory spec. Do a 10% overpull, and there's 2.7. No overpower, just hit it straightforward, trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Just bouncing it out there. Rolling it up. The goal here is to be in my minimum club. That's why I brought a 3 power ball. I want to be in minimum Grizzly. Minimum Grizzly is at 1.75 per ring. No special additional wind adjustment, just the 1.75 per ring. And hit it perfect, and it'll go in the hole. Let's hope. Let's not hope, let's do it. I left my putter back at the clubhouse. I'm not going to need it on this hole. Here we go. Let's see if my opponent, they're breezing by it. Let's see if we can make it so they don't have to take a putt. Okay, so there's minimum club. So I'm right at min. Close. Let's dial that sucker up. Let's dial it up to the cup, right at the flagpole. 1.75 per ring. So that leaves me 4.5. And that's about a ring and a quarter. Nice and easy. Oh. Geez, I was just getting ready to release when that happened. Hitting it perfect. My gosh, that gave me like a heart attack. I've had that happen in the past. You release oh man, I have no idea what happened right there with that. But I just had a heart attack. I've had that happen before, where if you release while it's in that screen, when it comes back on, it's like, hey, the needle was over there, and then, oh yeah, you released and the needle was over there, and you end up slicing it. That just gave me a heart attack. Now, what I don't like there is that I was actually back. I didn't hit the ball far enough into the hole, and so where my red line was, I would have been more towards mid club to pull it up. I need to get a little bit further down into that hole. So I have two choices. I can either bring my extra mile out so I can get further into the hole, or I'd have to bring out a 4-power ball if I want to continue to use the rock. I will forfeit. Wow, I'm still like my heart spiked. I think my resting heartbeat's about 55 beats per minute, right there around 50 to 55 beats per minute. I think I went from 50 to like 150 and like boom. And my heart was like, whoa, and it stopped. Okay, that was a birdie on that hole, but I'm telling you, I literally released the second that came up, and then it came up and the ball didn't move. And a lot of times when it flashes back on and it picks back up, you're in a weird spot. So I feel pretty lucky I got that birdie. That's not what I was looking for, but I will take that birdie and let's move on to the next hole. All right, that was hole number 1 of the 2020 Winter Major in the opening round of the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.